Welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into the fascinating world of the Monticello 5-cent Jefferson nickel, a coin that has seen various mint marks, designs, and years of production, each with unique characteristics and value. Whether you're a seasoned numismatist or just starting your collection, understanding the value of these coins is crucial, especially with specific years like 1949, 1957, 1961, 1962, 1964, 1972, and 1976. We'll also be covering how different mint marks and coin conditions can affect their worth. Let's go started first up. Today, we're diving into a fascinating piece of American history, the Monticello 5-cent Jefferson nickel, specifically from the year 1957. We'll be discussing its design, history, and most importantly, its current market value, especially for a coin in fine condition, and whether it has a mint mark or not. So grab your magnifying glass and let's take a closer look. The Jefferson nickel is one of the most iconic coins in U.S. numismatic history. First introduced in 1938, it features Thomas Jefferson, the third president of the United States, on the obverse front, and his home, Monticello, on the reverse back. The 1957 version in particular holds a lot of value for collectors due to its historical significance and the quality of its design. It was produced in large quantities, but that doesn't necessarily mean every 1957 Jefferson nickel is just a regular coin. On the obverse of the 1957 Jefferson nickel, we see Thomas Jefferson's portrait. This side of the coin was designed by Felix Schlag, who won a competition to design the coin in 1938. Jefferson is depicted facing left, with his name and the inscriptions "In God We Trust" and "Liberty" above. Below his portrait is the year of mintage, 1957, which is an important factor in determining a coin's rarity. On the reverse side, we see Monte Claro, Jefferson's Virginia home, which is rendered beautifully in a depiction created by artist John Reich. You'll also find the words E pluribus unum and 5 cents, along with a small but important detail, the mint mark. But does the mint mark really matter? The 1957 Jefferson nickel was produced at 2 mints in the U.S., the Philadelphia Mint and the Denver Mint. The Philadelphia Mint typically doesn't use a mint mark, so if your 1957 nickel doesn't have one, that's perfectly normal. However, if your coin does have a D mint mark, it was struck at the Denver Mint. In a fine condition, a coin will show some wear but still have clear details. The Monticello building and Jefferson's portrait should still be visible, though there may be some flattening or wear around the details. It's a coin in pristine condition, but it's still in great shape for a piece of history that's over 65 years old. A fine condition 1957 Jefferson nickel will typically have visible details, with the Monticello building appearing worn but still identifiable. There might be some surface scratches or slight discoloration due to age, but it should still hold a lot of charm for collectors who appreciate historical coins. As of now, a 1957 Jefferson nickel in fine condition without a mint mark from Philadelphia is generally worth between $1,500,000. It's a coin that's going to make you a millionaire. But it does have collectible value, especially as part of a complete set, or if you happen to find a rare variety. If the coin has a D mint mark for Denver, it might be worth a little more, around $20,000 in fine condition. These coins are a little scarcer, and collectors often seek them out to complete their collections. If you're looking to sell or buy a 1957 Jefferson nickel, there are a few places to consider. Online marketplaces like eBay are great for seeing how much these coins are selling for, but always check the condition and mint mark of the coin in the listing. Certified coin dealers or numismatic shops are also great options if you want to get a more accurate valuation or purchase a coin with assurance of its authenticity. The 1957 Monticello 5-cent Jefferson nickel, in fine condition, is worth a modest amount on the market today, usually between $2,100,000, depending on the mint mark and condition. While a collection be a high-dollar coin, it's still a key piece of American history, especially for coin collectors. Next up today, we're diving into the fascinating world of coin collecting and uncovering the hidden value of the 1972 Jefferson nickel without a mint mark in extra fine condition. You might be surprised at how much these coins are worth today. The Jefferson nickel, first minted in 1938, is a staple of American coinage. Designed by Felix Schlag, it features a profile of President Thomas Jefferson on the obverse, or front side, and his famous home Monticello on the reverse. The 1972 Jefferson nickel is part of this iconic series. But what makes it special is the mint mark. A coin's mint mark indicates where it was produced. Coins without a mint mark were minted in Philadelphia. This 1972 nickel has no mint mark, making it standard in terms of production. But the key to its value lies in its condition and rarity. Scientists have determined that the tracing of this nickel provides insight into the history of the formation. Better known as the world's oldest living being, extra fine condition coin is a step below mint state, but still retains sharp details. On a 1972 Jefferson nickel, you'll notice light wear on Jefferson's hair and Monticello's steps, but the overall design remains crisp and appealing. Collectors value these coins because they're well-preserved pieces of history. How much is a 1972 Jefferson nickel without a mint mark in extra fine condition worth today? While its face value is only 5 cents, collectors are willing to pay significantly more. Depending on demand, these coins can fetch anywhere from $1,600,000, with some exceptional pieces reaching up to $1,700,000 in private sales or auctions. Why would someone pay more than the face value for a common coin? The answer lies in the historical significance, the condition of the coin, and the collector's personal interest. While the 1972 nickel isn't rare, finding one in extra fine condition without damage or discoloration adds to its desirability. Even a simple nickel can hold a story and value beyond its monetary worth. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just starting out, always keep an eye out for these hidden gems in your pocket change. Who knows? Your 1972 Jefferson nickel could be worth more than you think. Next up today, we're diving into one of the most iconic coins in American history, the 1962 Jefferson nickel, especially the version without a mint mark. If you're a numismatist or just someone curious about rare coins, stay tuned, because this one might surprise you with its value in today's market. The 1962 Jefferson nickel is part of the famous Jefferson nickel series, which has been in circulation since 1938. But there's something special about the 1962 version, especially if it's without a mint mark. As you probably know, every U.S. coin carries a mint mark that tells you where it was made, either at the Philadelphia Mint, Denver Mint, or San Francisco Mint. However, coins struck at the Philadelphia Mint don't have a mint mark. This means that if your 1962 Jefferson nickel has no mint mark, it was likely struck in Philadelphia. Now, why does this matter? Well, a lack of mint mark on the 1962 Jefferson nickel isn't as common as you might think, and it could make a big difference in the coin's value. Now let's talk about the condition of the coin. The condition of a coin is essential when determining its value. The 1962 Jefferson nickel, especially one in very fine condition, has a particular level of wear. So, what exactly does very fine mean? In very fine condition, you'll notice moderate wear on the coin, especially on the highest points, but key details like the hair of Thomas Jefferson, the features of Monticello, and the lettering remain clearly visible. These coins won't have significant scratches or excessive wear that could diminish their collectible value. So, if you've got a 1962 Jefferson nickel in very fine condition, you're in luck. Now, let's talk about what that coin could be worth in today's market. While most 1962 Jefferson nickels are worth around 5 cents just face value, if you have one in very fine condition, especially without a mint mark, it can be worth more. On average, a 1962 Jefferson nickel in very fine condition without a mint mark could sell for anywhere between $20,000 and $100,000. But if your coin has additional qualities like strong eye appeal, no significant damage, or maybe even a rare variety, you could see it fetch a bit more, potentially even up to $2,100,000 in some cases. Now, there are a few factors that can really impact how much your 1962 Jefferson nickel could be worth. As we mentioned, the condition is a big deal. A coin in fine or very fine condition is going to be worth much more than one in poor or worn-out condition. So always check the details closely. How much wear is there on Jefferson's face? Is Monticello clear enough to see? The clearer, the better. Second, rarity can also make a big difference. While the 1962 Jefferson nickel is considered a rare coin overall, finding one in pristine or near pristine condition without a mint mark can be a little less common and can drive the price higher. So, in summary, the 1962 Jefferson nickel without a mint mark in very fine condition is going to make you a millionaire, but it could certainly add a nice little boost to your coin collection. The value typically ranges between $2,200,000, but if you have a particularly well-preserved example, it could fetch more. If you come across one of these in your collection or at a coin shop, take a moment to check its condition and see if it might be worth a bit more than just 5 cents. Next up, we are dive deep into one of the iconic coins in U.S. numismatics, the 1981 Jefferson nickel with the P mint mark. If you're a collector, or just interested in the potential value of your pocket change, we're going to explore the historical significance, the condition of the coin, and most importantly, what it's worth today. So let's get started. The Jefferson nickel, first introduced in 1938, has been a staple of American coinage for decades, featuring the likeness of Thomas Jefferson, the third president of the United States, on the obverse. It also showcases Monticello, Jefferson's Virginia estate, on the reverse. Over the years, there have been several variations of the nickel, but today we're focusing on the 1981 edition with the P mint mark. The P mint mark you see on the 1981 Jefferson nickel is significant. Prior to 1980, the U.S. Mint did not place mint marks on coins produced at the Philadelphia Mint. However, in 1980, the Mint began adding the P mint mark to distinguish coins minted in Philadelphia. This made the 1981 Jefferson nickel the second year to feature the P mint mark, which adds an interesting historical element to the coin. When collectors and dealers assess the value of a coin, they consider its grade. The term fine refers to a specific grade within the numismatic grading scale. A coin in fine condition will show significant wear but still retain clear details of the design. For the 1981 Jefferson nickel, this means you might see some flattening of the features, but both Jefferson's portrait and the Monticello building should still be distinguishable. So, what is the value of your 1981 Jefferson nickel with a P mint mark in fine condition? While most Jefferson nickels from this era aren't particularly rare, their value can vary depending on condition and demand in the market. In fine condition, a 1981 Jefferson nickel with the P mint mark typically ranges from $1,600,000. It'd be a high-value coin on its own, but if you have a well-preserved or higher-grade example, it could fetch more at auction or among collectors. Of course, the value can also fluctuate based on the collector market and the condition of the coin, so it's always worth checking with a trusted dealer or appraiser for the most current pricing. While most 1981 Jefferson nickels are fairly common, some special characteristics can increase their value. First, a coin in higher grades, such as very fine or extremely fine, can demand a premium. Secondly, any coin with a unique error or unusual minting flaw could be worth significantly more. For example, coins with misprints, double die errors, or other rare variations are often highly sought after by collectors. If you're considering selling your 1981 Jefferson nickel or adding one to your collection, there are a few places you can turn to. Local coin shops and dealers are great options, where you can get a direct appraisal. Online marketplaces such as eBay also offer a broad audience of collectors, but be sure to do your research and understand the market trends. So, While the 1981 Jefferson nickel with the P mint mark worth a fortune, in fine condition, it's still an interesting piece of U.S. history and could be a great addition to your collection. And, as always, remember that coin collecting is just about value. It's about the joy of discovering history, one coin at a time. Next up today, we're diving into a classic piece of American history, the 1961 Jefferson nickel without a mint mark. Could this coin hiding in your spare change be worth a fortune today? The Jefferson nickel was first minted in 1938, replacing the Buffalo nickel. Designed by Felix Schlag, it features Thomas Jefferson on the obverse and his iconic home, Monticello, on the reverse. The 1961 Jefferson nickel, minted in Philadelphia, is a common coin, but in fine condition or higher, its value might surprise you. First, let's talk about the details that make this coin unique. The obverse features a profile of Jefferson, with the inscription "In God We Trust" on the left and "Liberty" along with the year 1961 on the right. On the reverse, we see the detailed image of Monticello, Jefferson's Virginia home, along with the phrase "E pluribus unum." Now notice there's no mint mark under the Monticello image. That tells us this coin was minted in Philadelphia. Coins without a mint mark often leave collectors wondering if they've stumbled upon something rare. Good to fine condition, these coins typically hold their face value around 5 cents. However, collectors value coins in better shape. Very fine to extremely fine condition. In this grade, the coin's details are sharper and it can fetch anywhere from $10,000. Uncirculated condition. If your coin has never been in circulation and retains its original mint luster, the value can rise to $1,300,000 depending on the quality. Proof coins. Rare 1961 Jefferson proof nickels. Are highly polished and struck for collectors. Can sell for $1,500,000 or more. If your 1961 Jefferson nickel has any errors, like a doubled die, off-center strike, or even a cracked die, its value could skyrocket. Some rare error nickels have sold for hundreds or even thousands of dollars at auction. To determine your coin's value, start by inspecting its condition. Look for wear on Jefferson's cheek and hair, as well as the steps of Monticello. The more detail, the higher the grade. For serious evaluation, consider getting your coin professionally graded by services like PCGS or NGC. 1961 Jefferson nickels are considered rare, but their value can vary with market demand. Recently, some high-grade examples have sold for $1,600,000 at auctions. Proof coins and error nickels remain the top performers in this category. So, is your 1961 Jefferson nickel worth big bucks? Maybe not if it's a common circulated coin, but with the right condition or an error, you could be sitting on a valuable piece. Don't forget to check your change, folks. You never know what hidden treasures you might find. Next up today, we're diving into the fascinating world of numismatics as we explore the 1976 Jefferson nickel with the Denver mint mark, also known as the D mint mark. Could this 5-cent piece in very good condition be worth more than its face value? The Jefferson nickel series is one of the longest-running coin designs in U.S. history. Introduced in 1938, the obverse features a detailed profile of Thomas Jefferson, while the reverse showcases his iconic home, Monticello. The 1976 nickel, struck during America's bicentennial celebrations, is a coin with its own unique charm. But what makes it so interesting to collectors? First, let's talk about the mint mark. The small D beneath Monticello on the reverse side indicates that this coin was minted in Denver. Coins from different mints can vary in rarity and value, so always check for that detail. In 1976, over 563 million nickels were minted at Denver, making it a common coin. However, even common coins can have value, depending on their condition, demand. The condition or grade of your coin is crucial. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with 70 being a perfect specimen. A 1976 Jefferson nickel in very good condition typically falls between grades 8 and 12. It will show noticeable wear, but still retain all major details, like Jefferson's profile and Monticello's outline. In today's market, a 1976 D Jefferson nickel in very good condition is valued between $1,000 and $1,000. Yes, slightly more than its face value. But here's the exciting part. If you find one with a rare error, such as a double die or misaligned strike, it could fetch anywhere from $1,500,000 to several $100s at auction. In conclusion, while the 1976 D Jefferson nickel in very good condition might make you rich overnight, it's a piece of American history that could still bring some extra cash, especially if it has an error. So check your change carefully, and who knows, that nickel in your pocket might be worth more than you think. Next up today, we're diving into a classic piece of American numismatic history, the 1964 Jefferson nickel with the D mint mark. We'll explore its design, significance, and most importantly, its market value today. So, let's get started. First, let's talk about the 1964 Jefferson nickel itself. This coin was minted at a pivotal time in U.S. history, as the country was going through a period of growth and change. The Jefferson nickel is made of a composition of 75% copper and 25% nickel and weighs 5 grams. It features a profile of President Thomas Jefferson on the obverse or front side of the coin. On the reverse side, we have the iconic image of Monticello, Thomas Jefferson's Virginia home. The Monticello building is shown in great detail, representing the architect and third president of the United States. Now, if we zoom in on the mint mark, you'll see the letter D. This indicates that the coin was minted at the Denver Mint, which is one of the 2 main mints where the Jefferson nickels were produced back in 1964. The other mint was in Philadelphia, which did not use a mint mark. If you've been collecting coins for a while, you'll know that the mint mark plays an important role in determining the rarity and value of the coin. In the case of the 1964 Jefferson nickel, the ones minted in Denver, marked with the D, are not rare compared to some other years. But they are certainly worth taking a closer look at, especially when considering condition and potential value in today's market. In the case of the 1964 Jefferson nickel, the ones minted in Denver marked coins with the D, which are well known for their potential and rarity. When evaluating a coin's value, condition is one of the most important factors. The term used to describe the condition of a coin is its grade. A well-preserved 1964 Jefferson nickel in good to excellent condition can fetch a decent amount, while a coin with heavy wear and scratches may be worth significantly less. In general, the higher the grade, the higher the value. If you have a 1964 Jefferson nickel with a D mint mark in uncirculated condition, meaning it has no signs of wear and retains its original mint luster, you could see prices anywhere from $1,600,000 in today's market. If the coin is in gem uncirculated or higher grades, such as the price can go up to $200,000 or even more, depending on the specific market and the buyer's interest. Now, let's talk about the market. Even though the 1964 Jefferson nickel with the D mint mark is one of the rarest coins out there, it still holds a special place among collectors due to its historical significance and relatively abundant availability in good condition. Coins like these are often sought after by beginner collectors or those looking to complete their sets, which helps keep their value stable. When it comes to selling or purchasing these coins, the online market has really opened up the opportunity for coin collectors to make deals. Websites like eBay, heritage auctions, and local coin shops frequently list these Jefferson nickels, and you'll often find that they are listed for a range of prices depending on their condition and demand. The value of any coin, including the 1964 Jefferson nickel with the D mint mark, can fluctuate over time. Factors such as market trends, collector interest, and the state of the economy all play a role in determining how much a coin is worth. If you have a 1964 Jefferson nickel with the D mint mark, it's a great addition to any collection. Whether you're collecting for investment purposes or just for the love of history, this nickel remains an iconic and affordable piece of U.S. coinage. It's always a good idea to keep an eye on the current market, get your coins professionally graded if you're unsure of their value, and enjoy the hunt for those rare gems that might be tucked away in your collection or at a coin dealer's shop. So there you have it, folks. The 1964 Jefferson nickel with the D mint mark is a classic piece of American coinage. And while it is valuable as some other coins, it's still a fantastic find for collectors and could be worth more than you think depending on its condition. Remember, it's always important to research your coins, get them graded if necessary, and keep an eye on the market. Next up today, we're diving into an iconic piece of American history, the 1949 Jefferson nickel, a coin that might be sitting in your collection or even in your spare change. You'll want to stick around because I'll be discussing its value in today's market, especially if you have one in fine condition. There's big money in this little 5-cent coin, and you might just be holding on to a hidden treasure. We have the 1949 Jefferson nickel, a coin that's part of the famous series first introduced in 1938. This coin features the left-facing profile of President Thomas Jefferson on the obverse, with Monticello, Jefferson's home in Virginia, depicted on the reverse. The 1949 Jefferson nickel is part of the post-war series, and the design remained largely unchanged from its introduction in 1938. On the obverse, we have Thomas Jefferson's portrait, which was designed by Felix Schlag, and on the reverse, we see Monticello, his historic home in Virginia. This design honors Jefferson's contributions to American history and the founding of the United States. But how does this translate into value today? Let's focus on the 1949 issue, specifically the lack of a mint mark. Coins without mint marks are relatively rare compared to those with a mint mark. In fact, the 1949 nickel was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, which did not use a mint mark during that year. Now, when it comes to coin values, condition is everything. Coins are graded on a scale from poor to mint state, with fine being one of the common middle grades. A coin in fine condition shows wear, but still retains its key features, such as Jefferson's profile and Monticello's design, making it a sought-after piece for collectors. This 1949 nickel in fine condition is a good example of how well-preserved details can increase its value. While these nickels, as rare as some other key-date coins, condition and scarcity will always influence how much collectors are willing to pay. Okay, let's get to the good stuff. What's this coin worth today? In fine condition, the 1949 Jefferson nickel is worth significantly more than its 5-cent face value. In fact, you can expect to see it sell anywhere from $1,700,000 depending on its specific quality and demand. But hold on, it doesn't end there. In higher grades, like extremely fine or even these coins, can fetch upwards of $1,800,000. And if you're lucky enough to have one that is graded even higher, you could be looking at a coin worth $22,000 to $3,200,000 or more. Now, if you're thinking, wow, this is pretty cool, you're not alone. Many collectors focus on these Jefferson nickels because they were produced in high numbers. But the 1949 version still holds a certain charm, especially with its lack of mint mark and high demand among collectors. As we see in auction results, collectors are paying a premium for well-preserved examples, and coins in fine condition can definitely surprise you. So if you're thinking about selling your 1949 Jefferson nickel, you have a few options. First, you can visit your local coin shop, but it's always a good idea to check online auction sites like eBay for a broader market. There, you can see what similar coins are selling for and get an idea of what to expect. Alternatively, if you're looking for expert help, you can attend a coin show or send it to a grading service to get a professional opinion and certification. The 1949 Jefferson nickel, while the rarest coin out there, still holds a respectable value, especially if you have one in fine condition. With a bit of care and attention, you could turn this 5-cent piece into a nice little payday. Don't forget to check your collection, and who knows, you might be sitting on a hidden gem. Thanks, and be sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more coin tips and insights. Until next time, happy collecting.